Hello, my country people, Nigeria. I welcome you once again to Lively Updates. Here we dey carry the ogbonge news come give you. And please, if you are new here, help us by subscribing to this channel. The news on ground be say Apc and Tinubu dey fear. You know say the fear of P2B is the beginning of wisdom to Apc. You know say P2B have what it takes. P2B is the man. P2B is the people's president. P2B is the people's choice. But they go say our mandate. So we come dey hear say any return pool should be between Atiku and I, Tinubu tells court. They no wan because you know say APC don dey plan for a rerun, but we no know. Low key. You know say dis case no be like other previous case. You know say dis case na something very serious. So dem don dey plan for a rerun already. So na why dey say any rerun pool should be between Atiku and I, Tinubu tells the court. Okay. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appealed to justices of the Presidential Election Petition Court in Abuja to exclude the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, and his party in the event of any rerun presidential election, claiming that only him and the candidate of People's Democratic Party PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, are constitutionally qualified to recontest. Tinubu argued that if the justices void the February 5th, 2023 election, Obi and his party will not be qualified to recontest. But Obi urged the five-member panel of the PREPEC, that's the Presidential Election Petition Court, not to subvert the will of the people as expressed in the 25th February presidential election, stressing that they should sack Tinubu without further delay. Tinubu faulted both Obi and LP for asking the court to cancel the election and compel the Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct a fresh poll in which he, Tinubu, Shetima, and all the APC would not participate. He argued that should the relief be granted, Obi and LP would not derive any benefit, having been constitutionally barred from contesting the rerun election. President Tinubu's submissions were contained in his final written address in response to the petition of Obi and the LP challenging his declaration of president. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, had on March 1st declared Tinubu the winner of the February 25th presidential election with 8,794,726 votes, while Atiku and Obi reportedly scored 6,984,520 and the 6,101,533 votes, while citing alleged issues of substantial non-compliance with the electoral laws, corrupt practices, non-qualified amongst others. Obi and LP on one hand, as well as Atiku and PDP on the other hand, had in their petition asked the court to nullify the election. Both Obi and Atiku are laying claim to victory on the ground that each of them scored a majority of lawful votes cast at the polls. Alternatively, they urged the court to order for a rerun election to decide the authentic winner of the poll. However, Tinubu, in his final written address to the petition by Obi and LP, which was filed by his lawyer Chief Wole Olanipekun SAN, submitted that the evidence tendered by the petition failed to prove claim of non-compliance and corruption capable of voiding his election. He, however, added that in the very unlikely event that the election of February 25th is voided, the only candidate constitutionally prescribed to construct any subsequent election shall be the second respondent and the candidate of the PDP who came second by scoring the next majority of votes in the highest number of states, 19 states, to the first petitioner, 16 states, and also coming second by plurality of votes, having scored 6,984,520, far and above first petitioner 6,101,533 votes. In effect, the petitioners have no legal standing to ask the relief to, both constitutionally and legally. Constitutionally, because he is barred from contesting; legally, because he has no benefit to derive from the said relief. Assuming it is granted, he said, contending that the court cannot decree an order for a fresh election outside the provisions of the Constitution. Olanipekun, who cited a plethora of authorities, said the law is settled that a party prosecuting an action would have legal standing where the relief claim would confer some benefit on such a party. According to him, the only candidate constitutionally prescribed to contest any subsequent election shall be the second respondent and the candidate of the PDP who came second by scoring the next majority of votes in the highest numbers of states, 19 states, to the first petitioner, 16 states, and also coming second by plurality of votes, having scored 6.9 million, far above the first petitioner, 6.1 million votes. Citing section 134 under subsection 3 of the Constitution, Olanipekun the first petition submitted that the first petitioner is constitutionally barred from participating in any election in the very unlikely event that the election of February 25th is voided. Section 134 under subsection 3 provide thus: in default of a candidate duly elected in accordance with subsection 2 of the section, there shall be a second election in accordance with subsection 4 of the section, at which the only candidate shall be A, the candidate who scores the highest vote at any election held in accordance with the said subsection 2 of the section, and B, the among the remaining candidates who has a majority of votes in the highest number of states. So, however, that where there are more than one candidate with majority of votes in the highest number of states, the candidate among them with the highest total of votes cast at the election shall be the second candidate for the election. Similarly, Olanipekun also faulted the petitioners' prayer for the cancellation of the election and an order mandating INEC to conduct a fresh election on the ground that the petitioners did not suggest who the participant or candidate at the state election would be. Most humbly, the court cannot decree an order for a fresh election outside the provision of the constitution. He said. The learned Sikh drew the attention of the court to the testimony of INEC sole witness, who observed that Obi's name was nowhere in the party's register, Exhibit RA 18, before he became the presidential candidate. He added, in any event, the first petitioner has failed to comply with the law of the land by first making himself a member of the second petitioner before proceeding to purportedly contest election and even file a petition. We again refer to the uncontradicted evidence of the respondent sole witness, who observed that the name of the first petitioner is nowhere located in Exhibit RA 18. Arising from the foregoing is the fact that the petition is improperly constituted, and as such, at the end of the evidence or trial, it is clear that it does not vest jurisdiction in the honourable court to entertain it, and more particularly to grant the relief sought. The essence of all this is that in the absence of the PDP and its candidates, the NMPP and its candidates, the grant of the petition, the paragraph making allegation against the parties, and any evidence extracted during trial become incompetent and inadmissible in the absence of those parties. My people, this case where Agbada is not a small case. APC now know say the fear of Peter Obi is the beginning of what? Winning. Because they know say anything wey go make Obi to follow for that for to be among the contestants definitely is the winner. And now APC don spoil everything. Before, even those wey vote for them, they would never vote for them again, because wetin we don see within 1 month and we no see am for Buhari 8 years. So dem dey fear. Dey say make Obi no even follow for the next election. Dey say make e be only Tinubu and Atiku. If there will be any rerun, all eyes on judiciary. All eyes on judiciary.